Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, and welcome to a wet Saudi Arabian qualifying. Absolutely no one saw this coming. A lovely wet qualifying in the middle of the desert. Well, this just got significantly more interesting. Welcome, we are back. It is Tier 3. We are at Saudi Arabia, and it is absolutely chucking it down. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. I am joined on comms tonight for the first time in a very, very long time by our Supreme Leader, Mr. Martin Hills. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hello, I'm okay, apart from being very, very bright red from being in the sunshine.
Yeah, join the club.
Yes, very silly. It made a bit of a boob. Unfortunately, not very sunny on track, is it? In fact, it looks quite refreshing, to be honest with you.
This is absolutely perfect, because everyone's going to have gone, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know whether anyone posted the new rules for upper tier drivers in the Tier 3 Chattington.
I put it in general chat because Nick BT did ask.
Okay, right. My recommendation, if you're an upper tier driver and you are, we also don't know what the race is going to be.
Nope.
It could be dry. But if the race is forecast as wet, as in heavy wet, I would thoroughly recommend not qualifying, because then you won't end up running out of wet tyres in the race.
Absolutely.
Or qualifying on some silly tyres.
Go for a nice soft run.
Yes, very slow.
Actually, that should really, really be our rules. You're not allowed to use soft tyres as a higher tier unless it's raining, and then you can only use soft tyres.
You're quite evil. I like it.
Because that would be hilarious.
It would. That is entirely accurate. So who's out on track at the moment? We've got lots of people coming out for outlap.
Yes.
So it's going to
Adrenal Voy is going to be our first man to do a lap, which I will attempt to do an on-board with you all. I mean, breaking points in the wet, who knows? You wing it and you hope for the best, but I'll do my best. So, you're probably going to break about 125 for turn 1. Actually, he's stopped that car really, really quickly, considering it is quite damp out there. So very, very well done there. Get on the power as soon as possible. And here you can lose a front left tyre very, very easily, so be careful. You want to cut it close to the wall, but not so close that you kill yourself. Then, this is pretty flat in the dry, absolutely not in the wet. You're going to be very much feathering the throttle through this whole sector. And he does all right there. I mean, your first lap in the wet is purely just, let's actually figure out where I can push and where I can't. So, he's doing very well. Oh, big twitch there on the long left-hander. I may have spoke too soon.
Well, it takes a couple of laps for the tyres to warm up, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. So then you're going to brake. Normally you brake really late here, but you're going to brake quite early there. And not get on the power too soon, because you'll just end up doing pirouettes through that chicane. Then you've got a nice long straight, a chance to reset the brain and go, oh my god, I've made it this far, this is a good start. Then you're going to brake about 125, down to 5th gear. Get on the power as soon as possible without spinning the car, which he does very well there. No tyre spin, no oversteer, we like that. And then another straight that's not straight in any way, shape or form. And you're probably going to brake around 125 here, because 100 is the normal braking marker. Get on the power as soon as possible, and here is the run to the line. And he's going to do a 1 minute 44 dead. I have no idea if that's quick or slow, but well done, Adrenal Voy, for being the first one to do a lap.
Well, according to Nels...
apparently that's a different level of quick.
Yeah, that's quite rapid.
Mind you, Triz,
Nels
not far behind.
Yeah, this is true. They're pretty close. Got lots of people stopped on the pit straight. You want to be careful with that. I understand letting people past, but you'll get yourself disqualified if you stop.
Yes, that is not the best idea. A 41.5 for Wookie. Not a bad little lap.
So he's going to be on a cool lap now, and he'll head round and do another one. So who's fast who has yet to set a lap?
Simba is currently on a lap and did a 39.2 for his first sector.
I'm not sure that he's on a lap because he's still on full
he's on
ERS.
He's on medium. He's on medium ERS, so he might be one of these clever people who just doesn't use hot lap in the wet.
Yeah, this is true, and the wet's a bit different. I'd stick it onto the hot lap mode for the straights personally. But
well,
yeah,
you've got overtake for that, but
well, you know, this is true. This is true.
Because I use hot lap regardless, because in my head I go, hot lap is fast and therefore I shall turn it on, and normally it ends in absolute disaster.
Now he's blasting some ERS, actually.
There you go.
A little bit. He's switched it back off again. I guess he's building up so that he can keep going and have another quick lap after this one.
Let's see what he's going to do, because this doesn't look like a bad lap, actually.
143-ish.
For not having used a whole lot of ERS, that's pretty good going.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
So let's have a look at Vitalso is the only tier 3 now to set a lap.
Yet to set a lap.
That one.
Oh, he's got in there a bit hot.
Very wide.
Yes, that's that would have been new pants. So we've got a few reserves in tonight. We've got a few people missing, so we had a few late dropouts, didn't we? Unfortunately. Yeah,
unfortunately, we are a small grid tonight, but it is quality and not quantity. And here comes Vitalso, who is very low on ERS. Actually, he's really low. That is going to hurt him in the run down to the line.
Yeah, it's easily done. It's a track where it's quite a ERS hungry track, isn't it? Yeah. He's way below. He's going to be harvesting massively along there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit that. Yeah. That's
if he'd looked after his ERS, that probably would have been in the 41s.
It would. Yeah. That was. It could have been very quick.
Hello, Nick BT.
Nick BT has qualified on intermediates.
Okay. Well, he's got to stop on lap 1 anyway, so he'll be out of the way.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
So, well, we might find some other people pop up as well. Simba's now improved to a 41.7.
Oh, much better. That's what we expect from Simba.
Yeah, he used all his ERS that time as well.
40.7 from Triz. What a lap.
Things are hotting up. Just goes to show how the tyres come in, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Let's have a look and see if anyone else is on lap. Hive Eclipse has also... No, Hive Eclipse is tier 3? Yes, he is, isn't he? Yes.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He definitely is. We've got Simba in the chat. He says it's looking like a dry race.
Oh, that's disappointing.
And C8 Lou is backing Nels for the win.
Ooh, big moment from Hive Eclipse. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, he's having a good old slither there. Oh, and again.
Yeah, he's
getting out of the way of people. He's getting out of the way.
At least he's getting out of the way. It's very, very good of him.
It's a difficult track to get out of the way sometimes.
Yeah, you've got to kind of power through and hope that a runoff appears at the right moment.
Yeah, and there's also places where you can get caught unawares as well because there's so many blind corners.
Yeah.
And also, there's a couple of sections where you're kind of forced onto the racing line no matter what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of those tracks that's a bit... I've got to say, it's not my favourite track, to be honest with you. But
disgraceful. I love this track.
It's alright.
I love it. Oh, how did Dan survive that?
Yeah, that's yeah. I just saw that on. I'm just watching that on YouTube. A couple of seconds behind and saw
He
him do it.
clouted the wall. Oh my gosh!
Very lesson. So lots of people in the pits again now.
Well, people will be taking a minute, putting on a fresh set, and then going back out for 2 runs, I would expect.
Yeah.
It's about that time now. Have we got anyone on a lap? Vitalso?
No, Sambal's going slowly.
Yeah, Sambal's going very slowly. Vitalso's 1.1 up on his lap.
Yeah, he's definitely on a lap. He's running very short of ERS though.
Very short. He's put it down to none. That is, it's a little bit late in the lap to try and harvest, I'm afraid, mate.
Oh, that'll get him to the line, but I would stop deploying. Oh, yeah, okay. Unfortunately, if you keep deploying, you'll overtake.
Mind you, P3, 41.2.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty decent lap from him.
It was indeed.
But definitely ERS management is needing to be watched around this track.
I think Quimo is on the lap as well at the moment.
Oh yeah, I think he's just started one.
Although he's currently not using ERS, so saving it for lots of flat out stuff.
Lots of overtake, yeah. He's a second up on his lap. So whatever he's doing is it's working quite well. Because that's already going to put him up to, what is he on, a 42.5, so 41.5. That's already P6.
Yeah, I mean, the track doesn't look like it's changing significantly in terms of wetness, does it? But obviously it will be gripping up a little bit.
1.5 up on his lap.
It'll be interesting to see how this lasts, because the thing is, sometimes if you kind of think about sort of wet quali as being kind of 2 phases effectively, because most people do 2 long runs, don't they?
Yeah.
What tends to happen is that obviously your last run, if you're the last person on track on your last run, you'll actually go a lot quicker than the people that set their laps earlier.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Then everyone else comes out and suddenly goes significantly quicker than you expect them to. But taking a nice short line to the line there.
Oh, 40 dead! What a lap from Quimo!
Very nice, yeah.
The non-ERS system seems to be working.
Yeah, it was interesting. He sort of didn't. I guess the thing is, like, you can keep the throttle more nailed through sort of the twisties of Sector 1, can't you?
Yeah.
And I guess you don't really need that deployment, because you can just keep your foot in a bit more without it getting Larry quite so easily, and then save all the deployment for
the straights.
The straight bits. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is where you want to make up as much time as possible in the wet, really, to account for any slidey moments.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously where you can gain a lot of time. Interesting.
9/10 up for Wookiee in the first sector, just by the way. So this is looking like a pretty strong lap for Wookiee so far. Oh, as I say that, getting very Larry.
Well, it's he's pushing.
Ooh! He's chucking this car around this track.
See how he gets on at the Sector 2 marker.
It's looking good. 1.3 up.
So if he gains another 0.3, as he seems to be...
oh, Nels, 39.3.
Things are definitely hotting up, aren't they?
Oh, yes.
So this should be around a 140, I reckon.
Low 140s, maybe a high 139s.
We shall see. Looks like the rain's easing off very slightly.
It does a little bit, yeah. 39... Ooh, 39.3 as well.
Found loads in Sector 3. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Maybe that final corner is gripping up quite nicely now.
Yeah, or maybe he just over-deployed on his first run and had much more left for the line.
Yeah. High the clips, 39.2. This is the epitome of the last one to cross the line will have the best time, because it's just getting quicker and quicker now.
It does look that way, doesn't it?
My gosh.
Hello, Hodgie in the chat. How is it raining? Well, what happens is that there's this complex system of water evaporates with the sun, and it gathers into the sky, and it forms clouds. And then there's different kinds of rainfall. You get what's called convectional rainfall. Oh no, that's not what he means, is it?
No, probably not, but I do appreciate the condescension. I really appreciate that.
Well, you can never tell with Bart whether he really needs a serious answer or whether he,
yeah, to be fair.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Professor Hills. He says. Yeah.
Triz was 7/10 up in the first sector, so this could also be a very, very good lap, actually. 38.6 for Guimo! This track is ramping up so quickly now.
Yeah, I was going to say, every time someone seems to go massively faster, someone else goes massively faster.
Yeah. That's 6/10 in pole for Quimo at the moment. 2 seconds up for Triz. This could be huge. Quimo retired from the session. Yeah, he doesn't have time for another lap, but I'm worried that that's on track.
It is on track. It's corner 22. That's the one, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't corner 22. It was turn 5. Lando's corner.
There you go.
Is that turn 5? 6, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
On this track, it's just ridiculous. It's like
38.1 for Triz.
Hive Clips. Nels is on another hot lap at the moment.
Yeah, I've just jumped on board with Nels now, and he is half a second up.
Yep. That's
It's going to jump in positions, but it's not enough for pole, so he needs a very, very good final sector.
He does. Needs a big improvement in this final sector to challenge that. I mean, that time from Triz does look pretty strong, it has to be said.
Triz was doing the OP way of driving in the wet on this game, which is, if you are confident enough to Tokyo drift around corners, you will gain time.
Fair, that was pretty close.
Yeah. He did very well there, to be fair.
Hodgie says I won't make it as a weather girl. Well, how does he know? He hasn't seen me in a low cut top, so...
Absolutely. Don't kill his dreams, Hodgson. Here comes Simba down to the line. And he goes P6 with a 39.6.
Oh, someone's been practicing, considering he came in saying he was slow. He's not so slow, is he?
No, he's pretty mid pace. Here comes Dan. Let's see where he's going to be. He's 6/10 up. So this is going into the 38s potentially. This could be a big jump for Dan. And he's got lots of ERS left. So that could really help him.
Yeah, you see, I wouldn't keep... He's using hot lap once he's up to speed, which to me is the way to do it, because you do keep accelerating in hot... I mean, overtake's great in the lower gears, but once you get up to speed, it doesn't make a lot of difference compared to hot lap.
P5 for Dan, not a bad lap at all. And I think that might be everyone unless Study's on a lap. He's 1 second up. But he has used a lot of ERS and is already down to 22% going into the final chicane. So he's going to be in a right pickle coming down the pit straight. But here he comes down towards the final corner. Oh, and then that happens. Yeah. That was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. Clarted the wall on his way through.
Well, that was a bit frantic, wasn't it?
That's wet weather in Jeddah, I suppose. I can't say I'm jealous. But here you go. Your starting grid will be Triz takes pole by 2/10 in front of Nels. Then you've got Nick BT, Quimo, Dan, Simba, Hyverclips, Wookie, Vitalso, CBG Sambal, Adrenal Voy, Armar, Sabi, Airways, Study, and Ant in P16.
So, well, if it's that was pretty tight in the end, wasn't it? So you've got the top 4 are within half a second, aren't they?
Absolutely. And also we've got to bear in mind that if it's a dry race, most of these people will have done that quali on a dry setup. So actually they've done really, really well there.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying you're not at all jealous. I actually am jealous because I would prefer to race it in the wet, but there we go.
Why would you want to race Jeddah in the wet?
Because wet is better.
In some instances, yes. On street circuits, no.
Always. Wetter is better.
Context is everything, Mr. Hills.
Wetter in racing is better.
Okay.
Just to be entirely clear, that yes, there was nothing underhand or questionable.
There are tracks where I actually quite like the wet these days. And there are tracks where I would never want it to rain. For example, Monaco. If it rained at Monaco, I would just rage quit the lobby.
I don't know. I just like any. I think I like any race in the wet. I don't think there's any track that I don't like in the wet. There's tracks I don't like in the dry, but if you make them wet, I actually start enjoying them.
You, sir, are an anomaly. Anomaly.
Is that one of those things that lives in the sea that looks like a flower?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Exactly that.
So, we've got some chit-chat happening. Adrenal Voyage.
Voyage?
He says, if you can have any driver in any car, which 2 drivers would you want to watch in a 1-versus-1 duel at Jeddah over 10 laps? I would like to watch... I think I'd like to watch the 2 worst drivers I can think of.
Raghunathan versus Mazepin.
I think they probably have to be actual Formula 1 drivers, though. So,
on the current grid, do you mean?
Well, maybe he does mean on the current grid. Who's on the current grid?
On the current grid, trouble is, I'll say this.
Any driver in any car as well, it says.
Any driver in any car. Okay. In which case...
Put the 2 best drivers in the worst car and see what happens.
Oh my gosh. Because we've got, for the most part, we've got a fairly strong F1 grid this year, actually.
I think people don't appreciate how good Formula 1 drivers are these days.
Yeah.
Having watched Formula 1 for a very, very, very long time, there aren't really any bad drivers in Formula 1. And yes, I am including Lance Stroll. Yeah, they're all good drivers. They all actually, whether they all have a right to be there or not is debatable. But there's none of them that are terrible. And until maybe a decade ago, there were always terrible drivers in Formula 1 that shouldn't have been there. And we haven't had that the last few years. I think Formula 1's grid is actually closer than it's ever been and better than it's ever been.
No, I would say less than 10 years. Mazepin was definitely a terrible driver.
There've been much worse drivers than him as well.
There have, but he was a terrible driver.
Yeah, but you go back a few years and there's drivers that are literally getting banned from the sport because they were so bad.
Yeah, and people who literally fell out of the 108% rule.
107, yeah. I mean,
that one.
To be fair, that tends to be a car thing, but yeah. I mean, when there was that crop of teams that came in with the when you had which were the ones that came in? There was hormone replacement therapy. What were the other two? There was two others as well. Caterham, who
Yeah.
was specialists in
Oh,
pig-based
but-
catering.
No, I have a soft spot for Caterham. Yeah, they were an absolute dog of a car, but I loved Caterham.
Yeah, the soft spot should be a pile of manure. That's what it should be. 'Cause
I remember playing F1 2014, and you had to do that. Do you remember you had to do that driver test on F114 to be able to access teams?
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten that.
And I did my driver test, and they were like, "You can drive for Caterham." I was like, "I'm okay with that."
Did that have the Willy nose back then? Or was that the year after? That was just after, wasn't it?
I think that was after, yeah.
Because Caterham did arguably make the ugliest Formula One car of all time. So, kudos to that.
I'll always
the
have a
front of
soft
their
spot
car-
for Caterham.
Yeah, well,
I loved it. It was the
the
right
third
shade
one
of
of those
green. It
teams?
was a better shade of green than Aston Martin.
no. I don't know. I think Aston Martin's colour is...
Not even a discussion, just no.
Yeah, but who wants to drive a Caterham? There's bloody go-karts for grandfathers. Honestly.
No, I'm not saying I like actual Caterhams, but I can't even tell you why. I really, really liked the Caterham in F1.
What was the third team? What was the other one? I'm trying to think what the other one was, because HRT was where Daniel Ricciardo had his debut.
Yeah.
Which was possibly the worst team name of all time.
Yeah.
But I'm absolutely blanking on what the third team was. We need Carl in the chat to remind us what the third team was.
Or Monster.
Yeah.
Monster Olmo.
I'm normally quite good at this stuff, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember.
No.
I'm just totally blanking on it. But yeah. But how are we doing for time? We must be
People
ready
are
up.
readying up at this very moment, I believe.
Oh, splendid!
So we should... There we go! Hello, everyone. Let's have a look at tyres, shall we? Nick BT has started on the hards. He has to pit lap 1, so that's completely irrelevant. Triz has gone for softs. Apart from Nick BT, second down to 10th have gone for mediums. Adrenal Voy and Ant have gone for mediums. Armar, Sabi and Study on mediums, and Airways on hards. So there's a good mix, but a lot of the tier 3s have gone for the mediums.
Yeah, I mean, it's the obvious strategy. I did try both in... I tried in Tier 1, when I reserved that the other night, to try a hard to soft strategy. And it kind of was working, but unfortunately I got into a spot of bother. And it didn't end up working. But I ended up in Tier 2. I ended up almost on a hard strategy because there was another incident.
Yes.
Where unfortunately I was encouraged towards a wall and lost my wing. So I ended up pitting, I think, on lap 3 or something onto the hards, and then took them right to the end of the race.
Oh, they would have been a bit icy, surely.
They were all right. They were still in the 20s.
Oh, fair play.
I mean, I'm not heavy on tyres, but yeah, and it does actually seem to. Oh!
Nick BT's gone! And he's just reversing. I love this. He's just get to the runoff area.
That was quite dramatic. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. Very good. Where's he going?
Stop, or you will get rear wing damage, sir.
Not on an outlap, but yeah. I think you should be able to damage the car on the outlap.
Yes.
I actually genuinely think that should be a thing.
Oh, it absolutely should. I think that'd be brilliant.
If only for the lols.
Yes. I thought Ant was going in the pits then. I was like, Ant, that's not where you start the race from.
Yes, well, there we go. So Nick is
here we go.
assuming the position. Yep.
As is Study and Ant. 2 Mercedes at the back, where Mercedes rightfully belongs.
Triz has taken Triz on his soft there. This is going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. So here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are, any minute now, we are away in Jeddah. And it's a very good start for Triz, as you would expect on a set of soft tyres. Quimo had a brilliant getaway, looked like he was going to make a little competition to Nels there, but Nels managed to hold off. Simba's had a great start, but was just pushed to the side by Quimo.
And happily, everybody is through the first couple of corners cleanly.
We like that.
Yeah, I'm watching a bit further back. There's a bit of side-by-side action, but no one's in a wall, no one's off the track.
We love that. Well done, Tier 3 drivers. Studdy's had a great start up to P11, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Dan's the big loser, unfortunately. He's down 4 on the start there.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at position changes. Yeah, up 4 for Studdy, down 4 for Dan, and there's not been a lot of movement around that.
No, Armar's dropped 4 as well, which is interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised if Armar just went, go through Tier 3, boys. I'll just get out of your way.
Yeah. Then again, he was surrounded by Tier 2 and 1 people.
True. Then I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm just believing the best in Armar.
Now, Triz, I thought he might have put a bit more of a gap than that.
Yeah. I mean, we have to remember that Nels is quick. He is quick.
He is. I mean, he does set the fastest lap there, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just really needs to break the DRS. That would make a very big difference to his race, especially if he wants to make this soft strategy work. You've got to think he's probably looking at the soft to hard. Probably he means pitting around lap 8. They will go to 10. But optimally, from what I could see, lap 8 was where they start falling off quite a lot. So you can then use the undercut as well. Nels is not letting him get away.
No, he is absolutely not. He's doing a very good job. He had a little bit of an issue there around that long left-hander, but he's had a good enough exit that it hasn't made a huge difference.
We've got but the Aston Mortons?
The Aston Mortons! The Aston Mortons
are driving around the track, and they're going rather quickly.
And very close to each other as well.
That's actually what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yes. The Battle of the Astons above P15 and 16, which is nice to see.
Quimo looks less comfortable than Hive, I've got to say. Hive looks like he's got a lot more speed in that car, to be honest.
Don't do the move there, Hive. We saw this in real life F1. You've just ruined the DRS game.
Ooh! And I think that was that Wookie that just hit the wall?
I think he did, yes. Here comes Quimo again. Nels gets past Triz as well.
No, Wookie had a big overspeed there, but he was blocked in by the two Astons who were side by side cleverly. So couldn't make anything of it.
Good teamwork there.
Yeah, I think they're just. I keep thinking they're going side by side, but I think they're just covering the track width. Yeah. Adrenal Boy, who's up 4 positions, has unfortunately fallen out of Simba's DRS, and Simba's fallen out of Wookie's DRS.
Yeah.
And Sambal is out of Adrenal Boy's DRS. So we've got 3 people in the middle of the pack there who are going to be very vulnerable to people coming up behind them.
Yes, if Dan gets a good pace going, then there is room here for us. Vitalso tries to make a move, and they are wheel bashing quite significantly as Vitalso goes through.
We've missed Nels getting Triz.
No, I said that on the pit straight.
Oh, I don't listen to you.
You missed it. I was very much on the ball there. Oh, Adrenal Boy is gone. You've ruined it for him.
Oh, no. Is he gone? Oh, he's still moving.
No, he's just lost an end plate.
Yeah, it's a bit tatty.
That is very unfortunate, as Vitalso rather has caught up to Sambal and is looking to make the move done nice and early. As Dan had half a look, is he going to do a Lando Norris? Oh, he sends it in the final corner. And has left himself vulnerable to Sabi now.
Yeah, so as soon as you fall out of DRS here, you are, especially if you've got people behind you, you are in deep trouble.
Yeah.
You can. Don't get me wrong. Actually, you can set really quick lap times out of DRS here.
Yeah.
If you've got nice clean air, you can go really quick. But if you aren't on nice feeling tyres and you're not in DRS and you've got people coming behind you, it's absolutely horrid.
There is our first 3-second penalty for Sabi.
Lots of people in the chat tonight. We've got Ants in the chat, Smith is in the chat, Lou is in the chat. Who's N Jones? He must be on track.
N Jones, that's Nels.
Ah, okay, sorry, Nell. He's been in the chat as well. Yeah, we've got lots of chit chat happening. Remember to indeed like the stream, please, if you're watching this. And there are 15 of you watching this, so we should have 15 likes. I mean, how difficult is it to press the bloody like button?
It's just a thumbs up. It's all you have to do.
Yes, just press the button.
Yes.
Doris
subscribe so you always know when we're going live.
Yes, do that. Do all of those things. Absolute. Sorry.
Careful which way you go there, Martin. There goes Wookie overtaking Quimo. Quimo fell out of Hive's DRS.
Just looking behind. Strange, as Sabi isn't. Oh! Just as I started looking at that, he has spun.
Martin, stop cursing the whole grid.
Okay, I'm just going to go and I'm going to make a cup of tea or something because this is just ruining this for everybody.
It's not going well.
So we've got a few people picking up penalties already, which doesn't bode well after 5 laps.
No.
Unfortunately, it is a track. It's easy to pick up a penalty.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Quimo, Vitalso, and Sabi all on 3 seconds already. Want to be careful of that, chaps, because you're a fifth of the way through the race. So if you multiply that by 5, you're going to have quite a lot of penalties.
Yeah, just a few. And Doron, or Doris, if you know him from the YouTube, says, "Good morning."
You see, now you're not listening to me because I said that.
Yes.
This is appalling. I can't.
Oh.
I honestly.
The chaos on this stream is just unbelievable.
Blimey, we've got some hard fighting happening between Sambal and Vitalso at the moment. They're swerving all over the place.
Side by side. Vitalso goes back through with a nice healthy dose of DRS and then locks up big time, which will open the door for Sambal if he can get a good exit. Oh, Hive and Wookie are fighting. Oh, and Hive nearly dies. What is Hive doing?
Got a lot of rear end on that one.
That was some serious pirouetting.
It was a bit of it's more like watching rallying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well done for holding on to it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, good recovery.
So Triz is still holding on to Nels.
Yes.
Which is interesting. And yeah, I can sort of... It's going to be working those tyres a bit harder, being in the dirty air. But I don't know. I was going to say could be conserving things a bit, but I think he's struggling to hang on at the moment. I mean, 6 laps, these soft start feeling a bit tired. They don't feel too bad. They do start losing time. But I think
particularly on full fuel, they are going to start to feel pretty icy soon.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's what. Yeah, I mean, I did test them on full fuel to see how far they go, and like I say, for me, 8 was about the right point to stop.
Yeah.
Because those hards will easily go to the end. I mean, I think you could actually start the race and do the full distance on those hards, to be honest with you, at this track. There's very little degradation on
the hards on this game are just completely overpowered in terms of their tyre wear.
They are. Some tracks they don't work at all. And some tracks they do seem to work, and this seems to be one of the ones where they do work. But I think that's only because you're forced to use them.
Oh, Hive is having huge issues! He's gone round again!
Ooh! Nasty reversing out into the track there. That would have given
not ideal.
Vitalso a bit of a half.
Oh, Nels has gone! He's still in it, but he's had a huge issue!
Oh no, that's a shame.
That was such a Jeremy Clarkson meme there. Oh no! Anyway.
I didn't mean it like that. With where he is, did he have a skateboard curve moment?
I assume so. I just jumped on board with him because I was like, I don't remember Nels being in P5, and he was face first in a wall.
Yeah, that area of the track, the most likely thing is hitting that horrible curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bit of a shortcut happening there. That's not going to be good. Oh, and we've got Vitalso with bits falling off.
Oh no!
What's happened there?
He's lost an end plate now.
Yeah, no, it just coming out of that fast right left, he just clipped the wall and bits fell off. Nels has got wing damage as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a pit stop around here because you can't race with a broken wing around here.
No, I mean you might just get away with a broken end plate, but he's got much more than that. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I would just go and pit. Now, Vitalso's continuing. I would just pit because those hards will go 17 laps easy.
Yeah. Take the undercut, get your front wing done, and just fight back.
Yeah.
Because you've got Dan behind you, and with that front wing damage, I would imagine he's going to close that gap pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to lose quite a lot of time every lap, and you're still going to lose the time of the pit stop and the time of the wing change. So you might as well just do it straight away. Oh, he nearly had the skateboard curve moment there as well. You might as well just get it done. You're going to lose less time, but yeah.
Yeah, Dan's closed 0.6 of a second in that sector alone.
It's unfortunate. So Nels has stopped.
Yeah, and has a fresh front wing. Has a set of hard tyres on, and can now just power through to the end.
So let's see what happens. I was going to say, that's unfortunate, because there's a couple of people on track at the moment who would wish that VSC had happened whilst they were close to the pits, but everyone is now on the opposite side of the circuit.
Well, unless you're Triz, who is just coming around the final corner now.
He is. This could play into his sweaty little palms.
It could. Wookiee's right there as well if it stays out. Quimo, Simba. Nick has to stop, of course.
This VSC is still happening.
Wookiee stays out. Quimo goes in. Simba goes in. If that VSC stays out, Wookiee may have made a terrible decision.
This is working beautifully. Triz is going to be absolutely clapping his little hands together now.
Oh my gosh, Dan stays out. Studdy stays out. Why? It's a VSC, people.
Yeah, that was a race-defining moment there, definitely.
So in effect, I mean, Triz is P1 because he's only 10 seconds behind Wookiee at this point.
Yeah.
And then Quimo and Simba are suddenly looking very interesting for a podium.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it obviously depends what happens at how the race plays out, whether we get any full safety cars.
Oh, drive-throughs for Studdy and Quimo, I think. Let me look at... No, they got away with it. It was just Vitalso. Yeah. I thought they'd got them as well. Oh, my gosh.
It's easily done. There's so many things to be looking at.
Yeah. It is very easy to do, and that is very unfortunate. And Vitalso... also, I don't think has stopped yet. Has he?
He has.
Oh, he has? Okay, so he's just got a service drive-through, and then he can just power through to the end. So it could be worse.
Yeah, I imagine he... Actually, no, it didn't come up as a pit lane penalty, did it? It was a speeding under the safety car penalty, wasn't it? He must have just gone a bit hot on his way out of the pits, mustn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But we're back on a green track again, obviously. So it's gonna. Triz has already taken 2 seconds after Wookiee.
Yep. Yeah, those hard tyres are. They're going to be feeling quite nice. I mean, even medium tyres. Oh, another VSE.
Oh, who's that?
That I believe
there's an
was Hive Eclipse. Yeah, Hive Eclipse.
Yeah.
Who? Oh, he has lost an end plate. I thought he'd gotten away with it there, but no, he's lost another end plate. Wookie is suddenly, if this stays out...
Is he coming up to the final corner here?
No. No, he's at the opposite end of the track.
Yeah, he's the opposite end. Yep, sorry. Looking at the wrong blue dot. Too many blue dots in this game.
Yep. Red.
Yep.
And Mercedes.
Yep. I think the Mercedes at least is sort of like a, bluey sea green.
Ooh, Sabby getting a 10-second penalty.
So we've actually got quite a few penalties cracking along now. So Sabby's got 16 seconds of penalties. He's got 2 3-second penalties and that 10-second.
That is less than totally ideal.
It is suboptimal.
Yeah.
So Hyperclips has got a damaged front wing somehow. How has he got that? Oh, because he just had that accident and it was him at the span.
Big spin.
Darkness. Yes. Ooh, coming in hot there.
Is Wookie gonna pit? Is he gonna take the VSC?
Yeah, these VSCs are long, aren't they?
Oh, no! He's in the pit lane and it's just gone off. Oh, Wookie.
That's very, very bad luck there, unfortunately.
That couldn't have gone much worse, mate. That is very unfortunate.
I can hear him swearing already, which means that Triz now disappears off into a significant lead, doesn't it?
And Simba is going to get past him as well. So yeah, that is very unfortunate. Dan and Studdy going too wide at turn 3. Did you not learn from Gasly and Tsunoda?
And they've yet to stop those two guys as well. They're the only people who haven't stopped.
Absolutely. So that's they must be sitting there going, if there's been 2 VSCs, there must be a proper safety car coming out soon.
Yeah, it's quite unusual to have got this far through a race at the circuit without having one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're nearly at half distance, so it's rocketing along, isn't it?
Yeah, we're doing very, very well. Nels is having a good little fight back up to P9.
Yes, indeed.
Simba is starting to close that gap to Quimo now. As a man who hasn't done a lot of practice, he's going to be getting more and more confident lap on lap.
Well, he's actually said in the chat that I haven't actually practiced for this other than 1 lap before I joined the lobby.
Oh, Dan! And I missed that. Dan and Studdy came together in the last corner.
Oh, that was a bit of a... That's a bit unfortunate. They were pushing each other quite hard, weren't they? Now they're driving through each other on the pit entry.
This is chaos. Utter chaos.
Yeah, that wasn't too nice to watch, unfortunately.
No, but we move. On with the race.
Yeah, I missed what happened, but it's got to be that I would imagine that... I mean, I'm just looking back at the position of the cars, just rewinding the YouTube slightly. My guess would be, judging by where they are, I would think that the Ferrari tried to go around the outside on the exit and tip the other car into the wall. That's usually what happens. That is indeed what happened to me, in fact. But yeah, that was a bit of a shame.
But here we go. Simba has DRS and is very close behind Quimo and has 3 DRS straights in not a lot of time right now. So it's how he decides to play this now. If I were you, I'd pretty much wait for the pit straight.
Yeah, it's tricky though, isn't it? Because the pit straight is the shortest of the DRS zones. So you need to get a really nice drive, and it's very dependent on setup as well.
Yeah.
The car you're chasing down has got a really nice turn in and traction and maybe a bit more wing.
Oh, Simba goes! Round goes Simba!
Oh, that's a shame.
I jinxed him, that's my bad.
Oh, I gutted for you. He's still going. Has he got any damage? I'm just having a look. Looks like he's got away with it. Can't see any damage.
Good. We like that. And he's still in P5, so he's still in a good position.
Well, for 1 lap of practice, he's doing rather well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd happily P5 on one lap of practice.
Wookie.
Oh? Is it just me disconnecting?
Oh, you've left the session.
Ah, this old nutshell.
No, I've also left the session.
Glitches, ladies and gentlemen!
I think everyone's leaving the session.
Oh, dear goodness.
Yeah, the stream's collapsed as well, I think.
Right, well, I'm going to end the stream there briefly. We will have a discussion in admin, and we'll be back live as soon as is humanly possible, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologise about this. It's end of the game cycle, and everything always goes tits up at that point for F1 games. So we'll be back as soon as possible.